Tonight on our news, Golden Jubilee. Hundreds of patriotic Bahamians converged on Clifford Park to witness the historic 50th independence celebrations. Plus, Junkanoo. Downtown comes alive with the sights and sounds of Junkanoo. Our Joshua Williams has the highlights. Plus, Unplugged. Find out what the Ministry of Works is doing to address drainage issues across New Providence. And top honors. More than 200 Bahamians and 2 world leaders making the National Honors List. Find out who made the list. Our news at 7:30 starts now. Welcome to our news on this 50th Independence Day. Thanks for spending your holiday with us. I'm Jamila Mizik. The Bahamas turns 50 today, and many patriotic Bahamians took to Clifford Park last night to be a part of the historic moment, ringing in this half-century of independence. Our Marlena Leonard reports.
Clifford Park was packed with patriotic Bahamians as we celebrated the 50th anniversary of our independence from the United Kingdom. Early on, there was a special message from King Charles III, where he reminisced about his time on Clifford Park 50 years ago and his hopes for the future of the brilliant minds of the Bahamas. Crowds enjoyed the military tattoo, which included a flyover by the Royal Bahamas Defense Force Air Wing, an ecumenical service, and a cultural celebration that included 50 facts and accomplishments we've achieved as a country in the past half-century, as well as educational spotlights on our islands in between musical selections. We spoke to some of the spectators about their favorite parts of the event and what makes them proud to be Bahamian. Charles Johnson was at Clifford Park in 1973 and says,
"It was beautiful. It was a great experience. Sitting here, going back into the past and now into the present, seeing what it is, it almost bringing tears to my eyes to know that I'm still here to enjoy 50 years later."
Sasha Higgs tells us her favorite part was the jaw-dropping drone show.
It's amazing. Okay, you go to the Blue Mountain and everything. Whoever do the light show did a great job. I'm proud to be a Bahamian because we are so unique. What we have to offer, only us got to offer it. Okay? And when you come to the Bahamas, you get to see all kind of things that nobody else got to offer.
As midnight struck, one of the men raising the flag was Sergeant Mark Taylor, the grandson of Sergeant Irvin Taylor, who helped raise our flag for the first time in 1973. Followed by cannon salutes and a show-stopping fireworks display to round off the night. Aurelia Joseph's favorite part of the celebration was the military tattoo and says she's proud of our freedoms.
It's just nice to say that, hey, I'm a Bahamian.
Happy 50th Independence Day, Bahamas. Reporting for our news, I'm Marlena Leonard.
Downtown came alive this morning with the sights and sounds of the People's Rush that followed the cultural show and ecumenical service. Our Joshua Williams was there and has a recap.
And with that, the 2023 People's Rush kicked off in the wee hours of Independence morning. Storming out the gates were groups from A and B categories as the sounds of the drums and the click of the bells filled the air. We caught up with visitors who were lucky enough to experience Junkanoo for the first time.
Very good, beautiful islands, okay? And also the people here are very friendly, you understand, okay? And everybody like to enjoy, have a good time. That's what I like best of Bahamas. Bahamians, you are the best.
I love the music and the dancing and the energy. Like, it gives me energy. It makes me want to move and dance. I went to Freeport before, and they do it, but I've never been to Nassau. I heard it's way different, so I'm trying to see.
For this resident, Junkanoo is the best way to bring in 50 years.
No better place to be. The 50th anniversary of the Bahamas. I'm here with my family. I love it. I haven't been home in a while to see Junkanoo, so it's a blessing right now to actually be able to see this, you know? It's their culture, you know, it's important for them to have it from here. When I was a child, I was coming to the tattoo. I was experiencing Junkanoo, so for me and my 3 kids, I gotta let them experience it too, you know?
The evening also saw various groups acknowledged for their contributions to Junkanoo. We ran into 2 prominent politicians who acknowledged the importance of our culture.
So today we continue the celebration, and the Valley Boys, we're about to do what the Valley Boys do. But we want everybody to enjoy this 50th independence and enjoy the Valley Boys and enjoy the entire Junkanoo parade.
Reporting for our news, I'm Joshua Williams.
Thanks, Joshua. Now over on Grand's Bahama, residents there also taking part in grand celebrations to commemorate the country's Golden Jubilee. Hundreds of residents turned out to the Independence Park for the annual cultural celebration. And on the country's 50th anniversary, these residents say they're Bahamian and proud.
I grew up in Nassau, and I love being a Bahamian.
We're always live at events. We're the best dancers, and we have the best food.
Our heart, the perseverance that we have to overcome, and knowing who we are and from whence we came to get to where we really want to be.
Just the simplicity of the Bahamian people, you know, we are fun-going, easy to love, and our culture, our Junkanoo culture, our rich heritage, those things that makes us our food, our hospitality, all those little things, it just makes me proud to be a Bahamian.
We've got a whole lot more to get to in a moment, but for now, a quick check on the forecast with meteorologist Greg Thompson, who is in the Weather Center. Greg?
Yeah, thanks, Jamila, and a happy Independence Day, everybody. What a hot day it was. Temperatures managed to get officially at the airport up to 94 degrees, and those feels like temperatures in the triple digits, and we are still warm on the outside. 88 degrees is our current temperature. We do have a few clouds outside, not much in terms of that. Warm temperatures still, east-southeast winds at 8 miles per hour, and your feels like temperature, they are in the 90s, 93s, what it feels like on the outdoors. Satellite and radar view quiet across our area. We do have a ridge of high pressure jutting out across the Atlantic across area. Some Saharan dust still in place. And boy, that is making for some very warm and humid conditions across the islands. A couple of isolated showers up near the Grand Bahama and the Abacos, but most of that activity will be waning as the evening goes on, and the high pressure will remain in charge for tonight to tomorrow. That's your first check on weather. Stick with us. A look at your extended forecast is still to come.
Still to come on our news, a drug bust in Mayaguana leads to more than $10 million of cocaine being confiscated by police. Plus, are flooded roads putting a damper on your drive? The Ministry of Works addresses drainage issues. And the British Colonial Hotel months away from reopening. Find out what the tourism minister has to say. That's coming up when our news returns.
At Doctors Hospital, our lamp just got brighter. The Loyalty Advantage membership program now has 3 unique plans to choose from. From Lamp Prepaid with free prime care visits and service line discounts, Lamp Insured with copay waivers and 0 upfront collections at the ER and inpatient services, or our new Lamp Access, a free plan that offers 10% off labs, pharmacy, and imaging. Lamp has a plan for everyone. To sign up, visit our website or give us a call. Doctors Hospital, trusted and best care now.
Over $10 million worth of cocaine seized from a plane in Mayaguana on Saturday. 520 kilos was found in 18 Crocosac bags, and police say the drugs weighed 1,304 pounds. Head of the Drug Enforcement Unit, Chief Superintendent Roberto Goodman, has the details.
When this aircraft would have landed at the airstrip, where officers would have observed two male suspects who would disembark this aircraft and run into nearby bushes. This aircraft would have landed. Officers were able to land a helicopter where they would approach this aircraft, which was still running at the time.
Now, this is the second drug bust on a family island in the last few weeks, the most recent being a $9 million cocaine bust in Long Island. Goodman had this warning to persons involved in smuggling drugs.
We are concerned about drugs being funneled into our southern islands, and I just want to admonish those persons who continue in their enterprises of the drug trafficking organization that we coming at you. We have plenty colleagues, plenty counterparts who we work along with. As long as we get the information, then we coming after you. Those persons who continue to live off the proceeds, we also coming after you.
In other news, for weeks, the effects of wet weather conditions have created challenges for motorists. But the Ministry of Works has a plan in place to address the drainage issue. Here's more in tonight's Work in Progress segment. It's an age-old problem for motorists in New Providence who sometimes struggle to drive through inches of water after rainy conditions. But it's an issue the Ministry of Works has engaged a number of contractors to address. Works Minister Alfred Sears.
Those contractors are drilling new wells, and they are re-drilling some of the older wells which may have been clogged
so that they can be more efficient during the rainy period.
He adds they've also implemented new flood mitigation measures.
We have introduced a new mechanism, and that's called a WAPRO valve. And those valves, we have acquired 50 of them. We have designated certain areas which tend to have this backup, and we are installing those valves, which will prevent the backup of seawater, but allow the rainwater to go down. We also have secured a number of pumps. Because, we have a situation where you have the ponding of water in some communities, on some roads, and so on. So these pumps will give us the mechanism so that we can pump the water off the road into retention ponds or other areas into the sea.
When our news comes back from the break, under construction, Doctors Hospital is expanding their operation in Grands Bahama. And more than 200 Bahamians and two world leaders named on the National Honors List. Find out who made the list. We have the details when our news returns.
Lift up your head to the rising sun, Bahama land. March on to glory, your bright banners waving high. See how the world must the matter of your bearing. Let's do excel through love and unity. Pressing onward, march together to a common loftier goal. Steady sunward, though the weather, hide the wide and tread shore. Lift up your head to the rising sun, Bahama land. Lift up your head. Lift up your head to the rising sun. To the rising sun. To the rising sun. Bahama land. Till the road you trod leads unto your God. March on, Bahama land.
This is our news. Welcome back. The return of the British Colonial Hotel will be good for boosting room capacity in the downtown area. That's according to Tourism Minister Chester Cooper.
We're very excited about this possibility, and we look forward to the opening. We look forward to the employment it will create, the entrepreneurial possibilities, and the life that it will breathe into the downtown area.
Cooper says the hotel is expected to be back in business by December. The hotel hasn't welcomed guests since February 2022. It is currently undergoing $50 million worth of renovations. As for the downtown area, the tourism minister says the government is engaged in dialogue about the demolition of some downtown buildings.
It is not the government's view to be a bulldozer in this process, literally or figuratively. So we want to engage with the stakeholders properly. We want to listen to their positions, and we want to work with them to ensure that this is done harmoniously and in line with the overall plan for Bay Street.
Meanwhile, Doctors Hospital is expanding their operations in Grands Bahama. Their first medical facility on the island, the Kavala Medical Center in 8 Mile Rock, was opened 1 year ago. They've also recently opened a medical center in Freeport. Assistant Vice President of Doctors Hospital, Northern Bahamas, Kendra Sturp, says construction is well underway at the former First Commercial Center in Freeport,
which will be our hospital from emergency room level all the way up to ICU level. That project is going very well. We have had all of our builders work started, in particular our new buildings for our CSSD, which is our Central Sterilization Department, as well as our laundry services. Those outside supporting services, we've been able to put our new structures up all the way up to its roofing, and we are in the process now of onboarding our MEP subcontractors.
As for employment opportunities,
as we bring in other associates to join our team, we will see probably up to 80, 90 persons once the hospital is employed. But for the time being now, we are ensuring that we are providing the necessary skill set so that the service that you receive at any doctor's hospital location is the same service through and through. We want to ensure that once you do walk into a doctor's hospital facility, you're left with that wow impression, and that a customer service and patient service is consistent throughout the Commonwealth of the Bahamas.
Still ahead on our news tonight, New York City's iconic skyline lights up black, gold, and aquamarine as the Bahamas' 50th independence is celebrated at the Empire State Building. And warm temperatures outside our studio. Greg is back with your extended weather outlook when our news continues. Welcome back to our news. The Empire State Building in New York hosting a lighting ceremony to celebrate the Bahamas' 50th anniversary of independence in partnership with the Bahamas Consulate General, New York. WNBA star and Grands Bahama-born Jonquel Jones of the New York Liberty participated in the ceremony. There was also a Junkanoo rush out to mark the Golden Jubilee. The Empire State Building will be illuminated with the colors of the Bahamian flag for the entire night to signify our 50th anniversary. And we've had clear skies and sunny conditions this holiday weekend, but will it continue into the work week? Meteorologist Greg Thompson is in the Weather Center. Greg?
Yeah, thanks again, Jamila. Welcome back, everybody, for our final look at weather. This Independence Day, a very hot one around the islands, ridge of high pressure at the surface and a loft across our area. That combining with some Saharan dust is keeping us with some rather warm temperatures and dry conditions. We didn't see much in terms of any rainfall across the area, but we do have a frontal boundary to the north of the area across North Florida, and that's keeping some moisture in place across extreme northern islands. So Grand Bahama and the Abaco is seeing some isolated showers, maybe even a possible thunderstorms, but the remainder of the Bahamas dry, and that high pressure system will continue to dominate our weather over the next couple of days. Speaking of the future forecast of the next couple of days, nothing really happening across us. 1 or 2 spotty showers up near the Grand Bahama area. That frontal boundary is still lurking to the north of us, but by Tuesday into Wednesday, maybe an increase in some isolated showers, and then by Wednesday, things still quiet as that high pressure system remains in place. Boating conditions for the northwest Bahamas tonight to tomorrow. Your winds will be out of the southeast to south at 10 to 15 knots. Seas running 2 to 4 feet over the ocean. Your low tide is expected at 9:13 tonight, And for the central and southeast Bahamas, caution flag in place for you guys. Winds east to southeast, 15 to 20 knots. Seas running 4 to 6 feet over open waters. Here's a look now at your national forecast. In your extended forecast, we'll keep a couple isolated showers in the forecast tomorrow, but those temperatures and those weather conditions will continue to be sunny, hot and hazy as we expect another batch of Saharan dust to get here. and the triple-digit indices expected, so make sure if you plan on doing anything on the outdoors, drink lots of water and take frequent breaks. That's a look at our weather. Make it a safe night and happy Independence, everybody.
And finally tonight, more than 200 Bahamians were named on the National Honors List. The annual announcement is made by the Office of the Governor General on Independence Day. Topping this year's list was Dame Doris Johnson, who was awarded the Order of National Hero posthumously. Other awardees included former Deputy Prime Minister Cynthia Pratt, former Health Minister Dr. Perry Gomez, Catholic Archbishop Patrick Pinder, and newspaper publisher Eileen Karen. They all received the Order of the Bahamas Companion Awards. Also awarded were President of the Republic of Rwanda Paul Kagame and U.S. Congresswoman Maxine Waters. Both were brought on stage at last night's cultural show by Prime Minister Philip Davis.
The Bahamas are a pillar of stability and prosperity in this region and a model to small island developing states all over the world.
This honor that you're giving to me also is the crown jewel of my career. I want you to know I have received no other honor more important, more extraordinary, and more big for me in the entire time that I've served in the Congress of the United States in all of my legislative career. And so, thank you for this honor.
Awesome, and congratulations to all of you. And thank you for joining us for our news tonight. On behalf of the entire team, I'm Jamila Mizik. We'll see you right back here tomorrow night. But for now, we leave you with the sights and sounds of last night's People's Rush. Happy Independence, Bahamas.